So tip number one, okay, was getting in and editing your public profile and URL. Super important, okay? Tip number two is getting your resources turned down. That means getting your creator aspect turned on. All right, so the next one, tip number three, is your featured section. And if you're not seeing this in your featured section, that's likely because you don't have your creator mode on, or, sorry about that. Or what you haven't done is gone into the settings and added them, okay? And so that would be here in the section here where you're gonna go in and you're gonna add information. You're gonna add contact info. You're gonna add websites, stuff like that, and you're gonna build up your featured section. Now, why does this matter? Because these are the first things that people can see. So here we have what? We have the newsletter. So here you go. You can come in, you can go, you can check out the newsletter. This one was posted yesterday. Get into the newsletter. Look at this. Great. Okay. 409 subscribers. Great. I can't believe it's gone that quick, and I'm excited. One day it'll be 4,000. Then it'll be 40. Then it'll be 400. Why not? If the content is good, it'll continue to grow. So we make it very short, very sweet, simple. Now for people who like to read and maybe don't want to watch this entire program, everything's right there. And how did we do that? We did that by going live. I hope you guys are understanding, like when people are struggling with this aspect, like, I don't know how to create content. How about you just talk about what you do, talk about what you like. Now you have a video. Now you can turn it into a newsletter. You can write it up, do it once a month. And once you get really good at it, do it twice a month. Then maybe once a week. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be doing this daily. My team's like, no. All right, so let me go back here, and I'm going to go back to the tips as we were just discussing. And again, real quick, listen, if you haven't already done this, we want you to join our community. I'm going to take a second here just to kind of remind you about that. And why does this matter? That's because we want to be able to give you notice. We really, really, really want to continue pushing this, and hopefully we can start adding even more value. You join our community by texting lunch to 316-799-8052. That's 316-799-8052. Donnie, if you can put that up for us, I appreciate it. Oh, thank you very much. I'm looking at the wrong board. And what that does is gives you a notification. We send out a notice. Hey, by the way, we're going live. Did you like the communication, right? Do any sort of free value that we're going to be putting out. Maybe we text once or twice. Well, we do at least once a week, maybe twice a week. We really don't use that for anything other than notifying you, and you can pick which things you want to be notified about or not. Here's the greatest part about community. I promise you guys this. We don't know the information. It's all private, and it does communicate right to me, right to my cell phone. And it's a direct connection with me. And if you want to join that way, but it protects my privacy as well. So okay, so I don't get a bunch of spam calls on my actual cell phone number. So, hey, listen, your privacy matters, so does mine. All right, so also, if you haven't already done so, if you find any value in this content, do me a favor, please go ahead and click the follow button. Here, you can go ahead and connect with me that way, or more important, at least get notified when I am going live. Oop, hit the wrong button. Okay. So we're going to get back into this. Okay, where are we? So we did tip number one. We did tip number two. The resources. Now tip number three, the featured section. So look how cool this is. Here we can come in. I can add a post. I can add a newsletter. I can add an article. I can add a link. I can add any type of media. All right, so let's say, for instance, like you have here, there's an article, there's a link to my Calendly. If somebody wants to work with us and wants to set up a call, okay, here's a different video I've done. If there's any sort of content that you want to be able to put here, here's how you start to really explain what it is that you do. And we're going to get into this a little bit more here in a second, because that's going to come into one of the most powerful tips I think that you can use as you come into LinkedIn and understanding what to put here. And that'll be tip number 5. We're going to get into that. But in tip number 4, in 3, in your featured section, this is one of the greatest ways to really help somebody understand what it is that you want to offer. So for us, right, we're offering teaching, content, information. Why does that matter? Because we want people to get value by following. You understand? I want people to get value by following. And as our organization continues to grow and we start to add more services, I'll start to put those services there. And so that way you can find them. And it's very simple. You go in, you click on it, and now all of a sudden that's available for you. All right, so I'm going to go into the next tip, and that is going to be your contact information. Now, why does this matter? Because I can almost promise you right now, your contact information is completely out of date. And if you go here, you're going to find the profile, like we talked about, screwed up. You're going to see that your email is probably the email that you set up. Here's the thing. You don't have to lose your personal email. So I know a lot of times people go, I don't want to put my company email in there because what happens if I'm not working with this company anymore? Okay. Well, if I'm not working with the company anymore, then I lose my connection. No, you can add emails and you can decide to use a different email that people see. It doesn't remove your original email. You'll never lose that. Okay. But you can set a different as a primary. That way you can stay engaged. But you want to update your email. How do people get a hold of you? A number. How can people reach you? Okay. What information do you want out there? Any websites, any particular URLs that you want accessible? Anything that you want to put in there. But do me a favor, go check your own profile. I promise you, half of you never changed it from the first time that you got started. We see this all the time. Even with experienced folks, we see this all the time. So the problem is how can you expect somebody to reach out to you and contact you and want to do business with you if you can't even give them a way to reach you? So this should be a very simple process. If you like the content I'm doing and you go into my profile, you should be able to see more content. You should be able to see videos that we've done. You should be able to go in and find how to set up a meeting with me, how to send me an email. So if I'm attracting you, you should be able to reach out to me. Otherwise, what's the point? And if you're just regurgitating information, your corporation puts out a post and you just reshare and you have no context to it, you have nothing that's built into it, then what value do you serve? So you want to think about it this way. When you're posting, right, is this something you would read? Because if it's not something you would read, then why are you posting it?